There he is. Make
All
sure
right.
he's
So
in
you
there.
lost your body bag in Dallas. You got food poisoning.
Yeah.
Your computer broke down, and I
Yep.
don't know what the hell you're wearing, but it's going to be one hell of a podcast tonight.
There's a podcast called Between Two Slabs. They consume mass media. It seems so sad. It's the great curator and Merlin. They can't grow pubes, so they gotta wear a merkin. They got no money, so I guess they gotta share. Just two nerds wishing they could grow body hair. Comics, cards, and toys, nothing that would interest you. It's the podcast that nobody listens to.
All right, we're the two guys no one listens to. It's Between Two Slabs, Rise and Shine, Curator Army. This is Merlin Merleworld Cards. And Dan, the great curator, we're back for another Between Two Slabs. And both of us just got back from the Dallas Card Show, so we will talk about that tonight. Dan, what else are we going to talk about, sir?
Hold on, I got to press the live button on
on
our Instagram
here.
I
see it now. It came up on my phone.
Okay. The podcast that nobody listens to, but the two guys that everybody loves to talk shit about. Okay, I'm going to add that as the next tagline.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy. Okay, so wow, we have somewhat of an interesting show tonight. A lot of good topics to discuss here. We're going to be talking about a little bit of news in the hobby. Just from week to week, I'm always following different stories on X, so we're going to be talking about that a little bit. We're going to be doing a debrief of the Dallas Card Show. Interesting things to talk about for the show for sure. We both of us, I feel like both of us had very different experiences, so we can share that and some interesting news that I learned while being at the Dallas show. We'll talk about we'll show mail days. I've got some really cool mail days that came in.
I got some mail day too. I got some mail day down here.
Do that. We'll be talking about the big topic of discussion tonight will be what is clear to me for the hobby. After going to the Dallas Card Show, it's very clear to me what direction the hobby is going. So I will share
I have to hear about this.
Yes, I'm going to share my valuable insight with you and the viewers.
Yay!
We'll be talking about that. And then, who knows? I'm sure some other topics of discussion will come up tonight for sure. I see Stefan in the chat talking about Pokemon cards. We might not talk about
some Pokemon cards.
Talk about that real quick here. But before we get into all that riveting discussion, can I ask you, what is that thing that you're wearing?
It's my Boston dunking.
Why the hell did you buy that?
Videos, and I think it went more viral because of the outfit more than the topic.
Can we get like a? Can you stand up? Can we get like a? Can you do a twirl for us? What's on the back of that?
Boston. You see it?
But you're not even from Boston.
No, but didn't you not see the Super Bowl commercial with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon?
I saw it. It was supposed to be a meme joke. Why did you probably paid good money for that?
I did. And I got an extra large because it came from like Asia, but the waist fits. The problem is it's got to be like a woman's size 2 in the ass area. So I can't pull it up over my ass.
Is that the real one that they sold, or is that a knockoff?
I think it's a knockoff.
Oh, you bought the knockoff.
Yeah, I had to buy it from Asia. And I also got the pants too. Let me pull them out.
And you got the matching pants, huh?
But the pants are way too small. The waist is fine, but it's they must not think I don't have an ass because there's no ass.
But again, why did you buy that?
Because it's freaking cool, man.
Oh my
Don't you think it's cool?
Oh my God.
Do you want one too? We'll wear them in the next show, Dan.
Oh gosh. No.
Huh?
No, Merlin. No, Merlin.
No? Oh my gosh. Carlos says look like Tom Brady. Oh boy. Except about a foot shorter.
All right. Yeah. Well, I would love to see you wear that at the next card show, please.
Well, you know what? It's lined pretty well. It's as thick as a ski outfits. That's why I didn't bring it to Dallas, because I would have sweat in it so much.
Okay.
I'd have been leaking like crazy. Would have had a big puddle of Merle sweat.
All right.
Which we probably, we've had many times before in the past. I've had to wipe it
off. Let's move on from this. I'm sorry I asked. Okay, so if
So
you guys are wondering,
what are you going to talk about first, buddy?
Okay. All right, let's talk about and as always, let me just give a few plugs and talk about a couple things. As always, guys, we will get to I see a lot of funny comments on the side here. We will get to the comments. A lot of people talking shit here already. We will get to the comments at the end of the show. As always, guys, so just please stay patient and we'll get to your questions or your comments towards the end. If you have something that you absolutely need to get shout out right away, just throw us up a super chat sticker. It doesn't matter what the amount, we will see it and then we'll read out your comment. No problem for that.
They're the most important
for us, guys. Real quick, I do see that you have a Between Two Slabs t-shirt in the background there. So if you guys want to buy these shirts, we just have a few left. I think we have one large left, maybe one 2XL and a few XL left. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to support our show. Get one of these shirts from us. I don't know if I'm going to do another run of these shirts. We might change it up and do a different design, same theme, but we might be in different outfits. So we kind of want to do like limited edition shirts and different outfits. Maybe we'll be dressed up as astronauts or whatever. Or
maybe we'll have the dunking outfits.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. But we'll do like limited run shirts because I just don't want to keep these things in stock. So if you guys want one of these, hit us up. People were buying these from us at the Dallas Card Show, which was really cool. Like Prism God bought a shirt from us, which surprised me a lot. Christian bought a shirt from us, and then Cody brought a shirt from us at Dallas. So we appreciate all the support. So if you guys want one of these, get them while they last, please.
It was great seeing all those guys, and it was a pleasure seeing them wear the shirts. So get the shirts, guys.
I have this dream that one day we will populate a card show with enough of these shirts that people will be walking around and be like, what's going on? What is that? What is that? Because nobody actually listens to the podcast, but
it'll be with the B2S Army.
They'll see these people and they're like, what's going on here? So I think it'd be really funny.
There's the BTS Army. We're gonna have the Between Two Slabs Army.
Yeah, and maybe we'll do different merch, guys. Maybe we'll do pins. Maybe we can do what would be really cool if we did action figures. An action figure of you and me would be freaking awesome.
That'll be like the Cultured Collision kid or whatever.
Yeah, like a Bino figure or something like that.
Yes.
So that would be awesome. So if you guys want, please support us. Okay. All right. Let's get into some news. Okay. There's not too much news going on here, but I saw a couple things on X. People talking about different things, and I wanted to just kind of talk about it a little bit here. One of them, what was I'm drawing a blank here on what I was going to talk about. So I'll just go into my second topic as I wanted to talk about is another episode of What Would You Do in This Situation? Okay.
Oh, we're going to have one of those again.
Yes. Remember last week we did that? I got a lot of good comments and feedback telling us, hey, that was a very interesting topic. Okay. So we're going to do another one here. Okay. Based on something I saw on X. All right. So apparently I saw this conversation, okay, and I don't know all the details about it, but I'm just going to kind of fill it in a little bit because this is really a hypothetical.
Okay.
Right? So apparently this guy pulls this baseball superfractor, one-of-one superfractor of some player. I don't even know who it is, okay? And at the time, he pulled the card, and it was a redemption, and he didn't really know how to value it, but he put it out there on IG or Facebook or whatever, and he was fielding offers. Okay. And the best offer that he got was $25,000, something like that, right? So he makes a verbal agreement to accept that offer from that guy. But the guy who made the offer took a little bit of time to pay. They were communicating with each other, but no money exchanged hands. Then the guy, the player started to do well, and the value of that card started to go up during this time. So the owner started to get more offers. Okay. Plus, it was a redemption card, so he was waiting for the redemption to be filled. And then they had to revise the offer at one point to $27,000. But what actually ended up happening was by the time the redemption was filled, the player was doing so well that the owner got a new offer of $50,000 for this card. And the owner reneged on the deal and said, I'm going to take the $50,000 offer. So he had a verbal commitment over text message or whatever, of agreeing to $27,000, but no money had exchanged hands, nothing like that. And then too much time passed where the card appreciated in value. Then he got another offer for $50,000, and he ended up taking it. And they posted this thing on X saying, "What would you do in this situation? Would you honor the deal, or would you take the $50,000 offer?" And the majority of people said that they would take the offer. Take the $50,000 cash offer on that. It was very close. I think it was like,
Really?
I want to say like 49%, 51%. It's very close, but more people said that they would take the money. But a lot of people in the comment section was very loud, of people saying, "You always honor your word in the hobby, this and that and that and that." Okay, so I'm putting you in that position. You are the seller. Okay, you have the card. It was a redemption. You fielded offers. You agreed in principle to $27,000. But when you got the card, when you actually got the card back, and you got an offer for $50,000, what do you do?
I don't feel like I could pull out of a promise. Do you?
No, I'm asking you. What would you do in that situation?
Well, if I promise someone something at that price, then I have to abide by it.
Oh, so you would say, "All right, I'm going to give you."
It sucks. No, if I've already made that agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Under these facts, okay? Under these facts.
I just feel like it's bad karma if you renege on something.
Right. Anything else?
It's my bad. It sucks. I'm, made a bad choice, made a bad decision, but that's my, I have to abide by it.
Okay. I would tend to agree with you. I would say that in this hobby, a lot of deals are done based on trust and handshakes, right? However, I will say this, okay? If I was in that position, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Okay. If I'm in that position, depending on how much time passes and whether any money exchanges hands, if the dude has not paid up yet, if he hasn't put down the deposit,
that's true.
If he hasn't done anything to commit to the deal, then I don't feel like I'm necessarily obligated to honor it just because we had an agreement over text message if no money has changed hands. And I'll tell you why, okay? For two reasons. Number one, on a personal level, for me, I get people messaging me all the time on Instagram. "Oh, I see this you have. I see that. I want to buy this. I want to buy that." And I come to verbal agreements with people all the time. Okay. Or even text message agreements with people all the time on Instagram, over whatever, right? People say, "Oh, I'm going to buy this from you. I'm going to buy that for you." And you know what happens? You know what happens? 9 out of 10 times,
they drop off the face of the earth.
They ghost me. Right?
Yes. Okay. I get that all the time too. You're right.
Yeah. To the point that I don't even chase them anymore. I used to try to follow up, but then I just felt like I was chasing them. And it's and to me, it's if you don't want the card, we're cool, dude.
Yeah, you're like, homie, don't play that. Homie, don't play that.
Yeah. And even sometimes they'll string me along. They'll be like, "Oh, I just need an extra week. I need to move things around. I need to sell this. I need to buy that."
Oh, whatever. I hate that, Dan.
So for me, it's you can't always wait on people because
true.
Because on the flip side of it, if the card goes down in value and they say, "Hey, dude, the card goes down in value. I don't want it for that price anymore," you can't hold them to that price that they agreed to. That's just the way it works, right? So for me, unless any money exchanges hands, I'm not committed to really anybody. Okay. If you want to buy something, you got to put down some type of payment in good faith, especially if there's a long waiting period, right? Or do something, right? Or do something to basically confirm the deal. But if there's nothing going on and you're just exchanging messages saying, I need time to sell this, I need time to move things around, then fair game for anybody to come in. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And
That's
then if
number one.
someone came in and said, "Oh, now I want it for 50," then that makes.
So here's the other part of that. If the deal was like 27,000 and somebody came in and said, okay, I'll give you 27.5, right? Or 28, or even 28.5 or whatever, right? If somebody came in and gave more money or made a better offer, I think it really depends on how much more of an offer it is, right? If it's like, if it's a few $100s or even a few $1,000s, then, I probably would not take that offer if I had already agreed in principle to somebody else. All right. But when it's a substantial amount, 27,000 to 50,000, $23,000 more, that's a lot of money to people. I mean, that's to some people that can really help them out, especially if they're not well off. That can pay off credit card debt, that can pay, for your car, pay your mortgage or whatever. That can set you up for a good amount of time, depending on your circumstances. So it's not really fair, I would say, to judge people on that, right?
Okay.
If somebody walked up to you and offered you an extra $23,000 for anything that you have, you would have to really, really consider it before you decide that you want to honor some verbal deal with somebody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like I would cut that guy a break.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I like, if I was that dude, if I was the guy trying to buy the card and I agreed on 27,000, but it took me a long period of time to get it, and the guy took an offer of 50,000, I ain't gonna be mad. Honestly, I ain't gonna be mad. Okay. And this also happens to me many times too, because I'll try to do deals with people, and I just, for whatever reason, I just don't want to. I take too long to negotiate or something like that, or whatever, or I take too long to pay, just like people do to me. Right. And if they sell it, I'll be like, good for you, buddy.
Right.
To me, it seems like, oh, I saved money. Basically, I saved money by not having to buy that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hate on the guy for that. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of like my opinion on that situation. I would give that guy a pass. Okay. Because it's like he came up big. Good for him. Whatever. Okay. Good for him. I ain't going to be mad, because if I was in a similar situation like that, it would be very difficult for me to turn down that money unless I had received the down payment. If I was in a situation where I received the down payment, or if that guy received the down payment and then he took another deal and then he just gave the money back, I think that would be kind of messed up, because you did take the down payment. But based on these facts, then it would be, I don't blame the guy, basically. But I thought it was very interesting because, people always, in the comment section, people are always ripping this guy. But, unless you're in that situation and put yourself there to turn down that type of money, it's a big deal. You know what I mean? We're not talking about $200. We're not even talking about $2,000. We're talking about $23,000.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. So I would not hate on that guy for what he did. And I think the lesson here is, if you're going to do a deal, if you're going to spend that type of money, then you need to do two things. This is my solution. Okay. You need to do two things. Number one is, if you're going to do a deal like that, you've got to consummate that deal. All right. By putting money down, putting down a deposit for that.
Okay. Something though, that you are
you're
committed to this.
You can't just leave the dude hanging. Okay.
Right.
You got to put down some money to let them know you're serious. And number two,
how soon should they do that? Right away?
Right away. Like when I do deals with some people and they want something from me, they pay me right away, and when they pay me right away, I know they're serious, and I'll send it right away, or I'll send it whenever I tell them I'm going to send it. You know what I mean? So you got to put money down. And number two, in a transaction of that size, you need to have some type of written agreement. I've been talking about this for a long time. I've been a big proponent formalizing big deals in the hobby with written agreements. Just basically whatever you're typing down in your text message, put it down in writing, make a contract out of it, and then if something bad happens, you have a remedy. Okay. In the comment section, this was so funny to me. In the comment section of these posts, people are saying you can sue him for breach of contract. Go get a lawyer and sue this guy.
Oh, geez.
And I'm thinking to myself,
can you?
I'm thinking, no, you can't. Okay.
I
You
think
can't.
so.
And I'll tell you why. Okay. People will make arguments. You can argue about this shit all day. Okay. But the big thing is, if there's no contract and there's no money exchanging hands and there's no act of reliance, okay, that's the legal term, act of reliance on this deal, then you're shit out of luck. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to sue you because you promised to sell me this card, even though I never put down any money on it and we never shook hands and we never exchanged anything and we don't have anything in writing, just this text message or whatever, right? You can't do that, okay? You fucking can't.
No,
right?
don't.
So all those people who's talking about that stuff, sorry, you can't do that. But if you had a written contract, then you would have some type of recourse. You know what I mean? I think it'd still be weak, especially if no money exchanged hands. I think it would be a weak argument, but it's better than nothing. You know what I mean? Plus, if something else happened, like the card was damaged, the card was stolen, the card was never exchanged, then you would have some type of legal recourse. So I think that's something that the hobby needs to adopt at some point. But who knows when anybody's actually going to get around to doing something like that. Okay. Anything else you want to add to this?
Now, what would be your cutoff with your patience with someone? Like, what's their time frame to getting this done with you?
Honestly, with me, like I would say like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. Yeah. Not like 48. I think I saw someone here. They said they would wait 48 hours. That's not even.
I mean, you could go as short as you want. I'm cool. Like if somebody says, hey, I need to get back to you next week. No problem. Okay. As long as if I still have the card and it's available, fine. But if I'm waiting for you 2 weeks or whatever, and somebody else comes in and buys it, sorry.
But if they've like ghosted you for 72 hours, you haven't got any communication from them at all, would you cut it off?
Yeah, I don't like I said before, I don't chase the deals anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you want something from me, you got to chase me. I'm not going to chase you. If you ghost me, I just assume that you're not serious. You know what I mean? About this. So that's just kind of like how I look at it.
But I'm saying like within like 96 hours later, if someone goes, hey, Dan, I'm also interested in that car. I'm willing to pay the same amount. What's the deal, dude? Are you going to do it?
If it's the same amount, no, because I'll give preference to the first person that contacted me. And I'll always give them a heads up. I'll be like, hey, do you still want this? Because I have somebody else on the line.
No, exactly. You're going to tell them that someone else now is bugging you about it.
Yeah. So I'll try to reach out to them. But in this world, it's like if you snooze, you lose. You know what I mean?
Okay, right.
You can't hold things. You can't really hold things for people.
You ever have those people who always on eBay? They were like, dude, I had to go to the ER. I had to go to the hospital. I'm in the hospital. I'm out in 4 days.
I get all sorts of excuses like that.
But you've had that person?
Yeah, all the time. My car broke down and I had to go pay for it. Or I got robbed or this and that.
The ER is the funniest one where they were in the hospital for like a week.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, dude, whatever. Again, I don't get mad at
someone that got thrown in prison.
Whatever it is, I don't get mad at people anymore. It's like, because in the hobby, if you really want something, you're going to go after it. You know what I mean?
Like, how about like, hey, dude, I just got put in prison. I'll be out in 6 months. Can you hold the card for me?
No, you got one of those?
No.
No. So, anyways, okay. Anything else you want to add?
No, man. No, that makes a lot of good sense. Thanks for explaining everything and telling us what you would do in this situation.
So here's the other kind of news that I heard, that I've been paying attention to. So the LeBron James and Bronny James 1-of-1 superfractor from like Topps, I don't know, Collegiate or Topps Draft or whatever it is called.
Yeah, like one of those Topps or Bowman U kind of things. Okay.
So that card is currently at auction at PWCC. Okay.
So LeBron and his son Bronny did a dual auto signature for the university type cards.
Yes. Yeah. They're like LeBron's in his high school uniform. Bronny is on his USC uniform.
Hey, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. So that's at auction at PWCC. And
okay,
I'm looking at this card. And well, let me just first say this.
And what's it number? Is it a 1 of 1? Like
yeah,
what is
1 of 1 Superfractor?
Okay.
So the hype around this card, people are saying, "Oh, it's going to be at least $500,000. It's going to be this or that." I think it's at 23,000 right now. I don't even know what it's.
And how many more days left?
Like a week, maybe. I don't know. I'm not. Okay. Yeah, it's a short auction. It's like a 2-week auction.
Oh wow!
But people are saying that this is going to be a $500,000. $250,000 to $500,000 card, and I'm looking at this thing, right?
Okay, you're looking at it.
Can I just hold on? Give me a second. Let me pull this up on my phone. I'll show you. And I just
what's this thing look like? I want to see it too. I just want
to show you real quick, just so we make sure that we're talking about the same thing here. But they're like, I want to see if this is sticker auto or on card. I think it's on card. I think it's an on card auto. Okay, which is at least it has that going for it. Okay, check this out. So that's what it looks like right there. Okay, that card right there.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this, and a couple thoughts to me. Okay, number one is it's like high school and college, and if you've been in the hobby for a while, you know that high school and college cards are not as coveted as the professional cards. Oh, I didn't want to see that.
Right. unless you're like a superstar like LeBron James.
Even LeBron James. Have you ever tried to buy a LeBron James high school card auto like that Upper Deck makes or something? They don't go for as much. They don't go for as much. Okay. Even Michael Jordan,
and
Carolina autos. I've had a couple of them, and I try to I remember when I was doing sports, I had like Jordan college autos and LeBron high school autos, and I would take them around, and people were like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want that.
Even with the Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm offended, man.
People don't like college autos. That's just how it is right now. It might change, but Jordan has PMGs, college PMGs that like people just kind of like, yeah. LeBron has PMGs, high school PMGs, I think. And nobody really cares about that stuff anyways. But anyway, so that's the first thought, that this is high school, college, okay?
Okay.
Second thought is Bronny James is like not that great in college right now. He's not doing that good. He's not even ranked.
He just came back from a heart attack or whatever.
Okay, but he's not even ranked. He's not even ranked in the top. He's not even ranked as a first-round draft pick next year. Right.
So is he going to even go next year?
Well, that's the question. That's the question. If somebody's going to give him a chance
for this year,
the way that he's playing right now, and he's
sure going to give him a chance just because he's LeBron's son. But
I'm sure that the doors will be open.
Should he stay and get seasoned a little bit more?
Honestly, he should.
Yeah,
he should stay in college for a couple years until he's good enough. But he wants to play with his dad, so I don't know how. So they got
could be rushing it,
right? So that's another thing. He's not that good. Okay, so the real value in this card is the novelty of it.
Obviously,
you have father, son, LeBron James, Bronny James card. Is this going to be their only card that they have together? I mean, if he does get drafted to the NBA, they're going to make something. Topps is going to do something.
That'll be obviously. It'll obviously be a professional uniform version of this one.
Yeah, Topps will make like a Topps Chrome Superfractor or a Transcendent card or some crazy card like that, right? So where's the value in it then, right? Other than it being the first one. But the hype around this card is this hype is like Tom Brady Expos card hype, LeBron James triple logo man card hype. That's behind this card. And I just don't see it. I just feel like these cards, I just feel like getting a little bit fatigued from these big cards that are coming out that everybody's chasing, and then just assuming it's going to be a six-figure card, a high six-figure card. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know
the
who's
hype.
buying it.
You think it'll be overhyped since it's like the first card of these type of cards that's dealing with LeBron and Bronny?
I think it's overhyped right now, and I just don't know who's gonna fork up the money for that card.
Mm-hmm.
Like the biggest LeBron James fan in the world is gonna pay that type of money for that card. For for that type of money, you could get LeBron James RPA.
Yeah, or will someone like Drake or Post Malone fork some money out for it?
Are you getting that card because you're a LeBron James fan or you're a Bronny James fan? It's not because you're a Bronny James fan.
Not right now.
Throw that out the window.
Yes.
Are you getting that card because you think Bronny James is going to be the next LeBron? I don't think so.
No.
There's no indication that he's on that level at all, right? So what's like for let's just say it goes for $500,000. What type of other LeBron James cards can you get for $500,000? Can you get the RPA? I think you can. I think you can get the exquisite RPA for that price.
Really?
Can you get a Topps Chrome black refractor? I'm pretty sure you could.
Wow.
The numbered black refractor out of like whatever that number is, 500 or something. Can you get any other LeBron James superfractor for that price? I think you could, right?
I'm sure you could, Dan. Yeah,
I'm not buying the hype on this. I'm really not buying the hype on this. And I think that what's going to happen is the card will underperform. And once it underperforms, you're going to see all these people make videos and content about it saying, the hobby sucks. The hobby's down because this wasn't a $500,000 card, blah, 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 right? And, my response to that is going to be like, well, that card was never $500,000. That card was never $250,000. You know what I mean? That card is maybe, I don't know. If I'm being generous,
yeah,
$30,000. If I'm being generous, if somebody has stupid money, you know what I mean? But I just don't see people forking that type of money up for that. What are your thoughts?
No, that's crazy. I mean, who told you that they expect to have it at $500,000?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Okay.
This is a little bit insider information, and I hope that the person who talked to me about this doesn't get too upset. Okay. I won't disclose names, but
Please
I heard from a source who knows another source that before they decided to send it to auction, they were fielding private offers and they turned down offers upwards to $150,000 for this card.
Jeez.
Okay. So
we've heard that before with the Tom Brady, remember?
Yes.
The guy got offered and then he sold it on Golden for way less than the offer?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I forget. Like, I think he sold it for like under 200,000 or something, and he thought he was going to get 250 for it. I don't know, something like that.
No,
right?
Exactly what it was.
But again, it's like if you have an offer, a private offer, you should take that offer. Okay, don't be greedy, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be greedy because you never know what's going to happen in auction. It very well could go for 150 or 200 or whatever they think it is, but it's a gamble. It's a gamble. Yeah. And I think that if they did have serious offers, they probably should have taken those offers and let somebody else take that gamble. But with this card, there's a lot of hype around it too. The owner, he's taking pictures with people, he's making rounds, he's feeling like the prettiest girl at school right now, basically.
Because he's got his card on auction at PWCC.
Yeah.
It's not even with him anymore. It's at
and he pulled it, right?
Okay.
So, he's getting all the attention. So there's a lot of value in getting attention and all that stuff. This is like literally everybody's dream, everybody's hobby dream to pull a crazy ass superfractor 1-on-1 to get all this attention, send it to auction and make a small fortune. That's like everybody's dream, right? That's
So what would you do? Would you sell it to a buyer through like Instagram, or would you
yes,
put it on auction?
I'd sell it.
Okay.
But I would make content about that, you know.
Of course you would.
And
You'd have to.
The example that comes to mind is that kid last year who pulled the Mac Jones 1/1 Prism black card or whatever it was. He pulled it and then he immediately sold it to some dude for like 200 grand or something like that. Right. And he got famous for it. And he made content about it.
Paid $200,000 for it.
And that card is down like 99% right now. That card is like nothing.
Yeah, okay? Definitely a fire sale on those cards, aren't there?
So that kid did the right thing, right? That's how I would handle it.
Took the money and ran.
Yeah, and then let somebody else send it to auction. Let somebody else deal with that hassle, whatever. If I can take the money, I'll take the money.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But anyways, okay. Anything else you want to add?
But how about if you had someone like a Wemby card, 1/1? You would do the same thing.
Yeah. Honestly,
even if he's in his Spurs uniform.
Dude, I don't trust auction houses. You know what I mean? If I can sell it myself, I'll sell it myself. Auction houses are the last resort for me.
Really?
You know, because if I can't sell it, then I'll send it to the auction. But if I can sell it myself, then I'll do it. That's just kind of how I play. Side note of this conversation, I want to ask you this. So I was thinking about this. I was like, who the hell is going to spend this type of money on a card like that? Okay. And I just don't know too many people that are willing to spend that type of cash on a card like that. And you can't pay with a credit card. So the other thing that kind of like that I've been thinking about lately with the run up of crypto, Bitcoin, you know, are people paying for these auctions with cryptocurrency and then cashing it out later? I think I've talked about this before, but I feel like that's happening now. You know, I feel like that is the only logical way to pay for these auctions, because I know Golden takes crypto. I don't know about PWCC. I don't know about these other auction houses.
Well, get this. I just got a notice today from remember the Staples Center is now called crypto.com, right? Center.
Yes.
And that Hans Zimmer is going to play there this summer at crypto, and they did a pre-sale and opened it up, and it started giving me different ways of paying with crypto. And I'm like, what? But that's way over my head. So I don't know what to do with this stuff. I don't have crypto. Do you buy with crypto?
Do I buy anything with crypto? No. Yeah. Do I own a little bit?
Yeah.
I got a little bit just to play around. I'm not like one of those crypto millionaires or anything like that, but I got a little bit of it, you know, just to kind of like be part of the conversation. But I feel like with the prices of crypto right now, I feel like people are cashing that out on cards. That's why you see these big sales.
So this is kind of like their stimulus check, is what you're saying.
Yeah, this is just this, you know, it's fake money that just got created out of nowhere. It's fake wealth that got created out of nowhere. And I feel like they exchange it for the card, and then they'll hold it for a little bit, and then they'll sell the card and they get cash for it. You know?
At least the card is still like some kind of like hard concrete money,
but I feel like that's going to happen. So if this card sells for, you know, 200 grand or whatever they think it's going to sell for, I think it's going to be somebody who's going to pay for it with like some type of cryptocurrency or some shit like that.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
It won't be like a celebrity. It won't be like Stevie Aoki getting it.
I mean, it very well could be. You know, if it's Stevie Aoki or if it's somebody who loves LeBron James, Drake, then yeah, they could. I guess they could afford to pay it, and you know, maybe they use it as a way so that they could go meet LeBron James or something like that.
Or hell, who knows? Maybe LeBron and Bronny might want to buy it and have it for themselves.
That would be cool. You know, they can definitely afford it, right? I feel like if that was you, right? If you're the dad or you're the son and they made this card of you and you saw like it being sold for tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, wouldn't you think it'd be cool if you owned it, right? But if you're them, would you really pay that much money for that card? I don't think so.
Well, they have the money, but then if they decided they wouldn't put it on auction, I feel like it would get more hype because they are the first owners of that card from the pack. Or the
it's like if you and me made a card. This would be a good segue, by the way. If you and me made a card and suddenly it became a hot ass collectible, and somebody it went to auction, and if we had a 1-of-1 and it went for like, let's just say something more attainable for us, let's just say $10,000. So would you pay? You would pay $10,000 for a 1-of-1 card of yourself?
Okay.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. See, so I feel like that's how they probably feel too. Yeah. So okay, let's move on from this. Got some interesting news that I kind of want to tease. This is a good segue here. All right. I'm not even sure how I can say this without like getting.
I know. I can't say anything at all. Otherwise, I'll open my big mouth and Dan will kill me.
I don't know how I can kind of tease this without getting myself in trouble. But okay, I'll just say this.
Okay.
Right? So I am partnering with some people, okay, to possibly release some of my own cards at some point in the near future. All right. So be on the lookout for that. But as part of that project, that venture that we're doing together, I have been able to figure out how to print industry standard, high quality cards of anything I want. Okay. I've connected with the printers to produce these cards. So I'm going to try to offer a service where if somebody wants to do a line of their own cards of themselves, like my PMG card, where's my PMG? Let me put it.
Okay. I mean the curator PMG card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have this card and everybody is so jealous that I have this card, that Piggy Banks made this card for me and that I have it.
It's a Piggy Banks exclusive card.
Yeah, but Piggy Banks is not the one that designed this. The original designer.
No.
Let me show you this.
He just cracked iced it up.
Yeah.
And created a slab for it.
So the original designer was this guy, Toki Cards. He made the original PMG. Okay. And then Piggy Banks piggybanked it for me.
Woo, he piggy banked it. All right. That's great.
Love this card of mine. People jokingly ask if they can buy it, but if I sold these cards for like $10, I'm sure somebody would buy it. I have my stickers that I give to people.
And people are dollar bin.
Yeah, people are like taking my stickers and they're putting it in one touches. They're taking my sticker version of this and they're putting it in like one touches and they're trying to get it like slabbed up and stuff like that. So this is definitely a hit, right?
I tried to get it graded with PSA.
Yes. So I know people want it, right? And then when Tag did their tag system where they made cards of people, people went nuts for these. At the Burbank Card Show, people went nuts. They were waiting in line for like 3 hours to get this thing, paying like $30 a piece for this. And this is a service that they're going to offer on their website, right? So I feel like there is a market for people who want their own cards. In fact, I feel like everybody wants their own card at some point, right? So what I'm going to do is, and I'm sure people are going to copy me on this, but at some point, if I can prove this model, people are going to copy it. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to offer that service where if somebody wants to make their own, card of themselves and they want to print it out to be like a business card that they can give away, that it's a high quality, good card stock, chromed out, cracked ice, numbered, whatever, all the stuff that we love in the hobby. They want to make one of themselves. I'm going to offer that service and do limited runs for people to do these things. So instead of getting these cheap stickers, I'm going to actually print cards for people. And I think it's going to be a cool thing. So stay tuned for that.
Prism variation curator cards.
Oh yeah, I got a system. I got a system in place. I got a product package that I'm putting together with my partners on this, and I'm gonna make it available. I'm gonna make it available to anybody that wants to do it. And I've already talked to you about this, so Merlin might be getting his own card pretty soon, guys. And we're gonna do a little run of this, and we'll see. Like I'm gonna make it happen because I know people want their own cards, and you can buy. Stop it. Okay, maybe that can be your card. You and that.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to create a pose for the card.
Yeah, that could be your thing, right? So, but everybody wants their own card, so I'm gonna try to make it happen. There's other cheap ways that you can do it, but I'm gonna do a really high quality version of it, and I think people are gonna enjoy that. So stay tuned. That was just a teaser for you guys. Stay tuned. We're gonna be doing some announcements in the coming weeks, and I think people are gonna be pretty excited for these products. Okay.
Yay.
All right. Any other announcements you want to make before we get into talking about the Dallas card show?
Yeah. I will be up at the Cow Palace in San Francisco this weekend with Donald, the show locator. Will be setting up at the I forget what's it called, like sports card memorabilia. Anyway, the link, it's going to be, I think, Friday through Sunday. The link is in the description below. If y'all are in the Bay, Northern California area, come say hello to us. I will post on Instagram. I don't know what booth I'm at, but I will post on Instagram once I find out. But I'll be up there with Donald, so come say hello to us.
You think that's going to be a good show, a sports memorabilia show?
I don't have no clue. We'll find out.
Interesting.
What's that laugh about? That's a very devious laugh.
I don't know. We'll see. I have actually, in my youth, when I was a kid, I went to a card show in the Cow Palace in San Francisco. It was a sports memorabilia show. I remember I got.
Oh, you did one at Cow Palace before?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I got Tony Gwynn's autograph. I remember.
Oh, Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, it was fun back then. It was more innocent time. But I also remember at that show, I got bullied by a lot of like adults because I would try to sell my cards to them, and they'd give me like 10 cents on the dollar.
Oh, you're like one of those kids.
Yeah, it was like fucking disgusting that these guys would be like, trying to take advantage of me like that.
And they were really trying to take advantage of you.
Oh yeah, back in, I'll give you
now it's coming into play. Now it makes sense of where you are now because of what happened back then.
Yeah. So, anyways, okay, so that'd be cool. I'll be very interested to see how that turns out. I will not be attending that show, guys. I'm going to take a break for a while. I've got some other plans in the works. I've got some travel plans.
We've got to take care of these cards.
I might as well just tell you guys this too. I am planning to go. I'm not going to tell you when, but I am planning to go to Japan again to hunt for some more rare treasures.
Wrestling magazines,
wrestling, vinyl. After I saw that presentation,
I told you
for presentation of that Hulk Hogan vinyl record.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah, I'm going to be hunting that. And more basketball cards and things like that.
I know that made you thirsty for the yellow Hulk Hogan album, the picture disc. That was amazing.
I want it so bad. Yes,
I know. Who wouldn't? It was beautiful. The eye pill on that was ridiculous.
So I'm planning my next trip to Japan. So because I'm going to be taking that extended trip, I'm not going to go anywhere for a while. I'm just going to be like trying to save my money and relax before I get back on the road because traveling can get tiring after a while. You know what I mean? So I need to take a little break, especially this Dallas trip kind of wore me out. You know what I mean?
It did. It wore me out big time. When we got there, it was like 80 something degrees. It was so hot.
Yeah. So let's move into, unless you got something else to talk about, you want to move into doing the Dallas debrief here?
So when you go to Japan, though, like I said, I don't know if you know, like when I go to Amoeba Records here in Hollywood, one of the biggest selling like music merch or memorabilia is from Japanese ones that have like the Japanese labels and stuff on it. So look for good stuff there. And hopefully you can bring it back and show us all.
Okay. All right. I'm excited to see what I can find there. Okay. Let's get into the Dallas debrief here. Dallas Card Show was this past weekend, guys. We were there. If you were following our content,
yes, we were.
Where should we start? Do you want me to go first, or do you want to talk about your
experience? Let's go and just volley me the ball over the net, and I'll volley it back.
Okay. So for me personally, it was actually a really good show. I sold a lot of cards. I did a couple very good deals. I made good money there, and I learned a lot of. I saw a lot of really cool things, and I got a lot of interesting insight into where the hobby's going. But overall, it was a really good show. But I just felt I was very tired during the whole show. I don't know. Like this time I didn't bring my family with me. So I just was like kind of like missing my family. And because I didn't have my family there, I would be hanging out at trade night like every night with you till like 1.
And little did I know, I want to also congratulations on your anniversary. I know you had this weekend. And he informed me. He goes, I wished him a happy anniversary last night. He goes, Merlin, when informed you was actually Friday night. I was hanging out with you instead.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for hanging out with me.
So guys, I spent my wedding anniversary with Merlin at Dallas Card Show. Okay. It's not something I'm proud of, but thankfully I have a very understanding wife. Mrs. Curator is very understanding. So, but we made it up. On Monday, took her to a really nice dinner and everything like that.
Yeah, I saw that. You actually went to my girlfriend's favorite place, she said.
Yeah. Plus, I made good money in Dallas, so I was able to go home and give her that money. So she was happy. She wasn't complaining. Okay. But anyways, so for me, it was a good show. Biggest takeaways for me, like my biggest sales were wrestling cards. Tiffany Stratton was very hot. Yep. And K-pop cards. Those were the biggest things that I sold there. Didn't sell any Marvel, didn't sell any Star Wars. I sold a few of my photos, but for not very much, No. So the photos didn't even do that well for me. I sold my comic books, but I had to kind of like, work a deal to sell the comic books. The comic books the comic books were not really getting love the way that I thought they would. So that's just kind of like my experience. But luckily, I did make pretty good money, so I can't complain too much about it. But I felt like I had to work really hard to make those sales and make that money. What do you think? What's your experience?
Well, I mean, you probably think like I was a little salty, but the thing was, I did the show last week at Collecticon the weekend before here in Los Angeles, and I think that set the bar high. I mean, I did well, but again, with the overhead of having to pay, airfare, a hotel room, and Uber, and all this other stuff, it
wasn't worth it.
It's okay. I mean, I still did well. But nothing like I did at Collecticon.
Let's talk about
I feel like Friday was strong. Friday was a strong show. I don't know for you, but Friday was strong for me. So I thought Saturday was going to be stronger, but unfortunately a thunderstorm came in, and I think that scared a lot of people off because I felt like the traffic was a little slow on Saturday.
All right. Can I give you some critique? Can I give you some creative?
Oh gosh, what's it going to be, Dan?
Constructive criticism here. Okay?
What's that?
All right, guys. So a couple things that I noticed. All right. Number one is right off the bat, when I got there Thursday, you were frazzled because you didn't have your cases. Okay. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So, when something doesn't go as planned, you get super stressed out.
No, never. No, I don't.
You do this thing. Where you like start destroying things. You start pushing tables out of the way and kicking things out of the way, but do it nonchalant.
No, I just threw the hooks off the table.
You threw those hooks. Like I remember,
throw them.
I thought this was funny. Okay, like I'm standing there, I'm setting up my stuff. I just got there. Your table was there. Your table had all your hooks; those belong to you there. And you come over and you're like, damn, we got to clear this table. And I said, okay, well, that's your stuff. None of that stuff belonged to me. I didn't know what you wanted me to do with it. And then you all of a sudden just put your hand and just swiped out all those hooks on the floor. And I'm like, what the heck's going on here? And they're all over the floor. I'm like, Merlin, those are your hooks. What are you doing? And you're like, I don't know. So I knew something was wrong right off the bat. And then I found out that you didn't have your cases later on.
But I was just goofing off.
I feel like that sets the tone for you. Okay, that sets the tone for the show. Like bad juju. If you're gonna act like that, that happened. That also happened in Toronto. Remember?
Oh yes.
When you didn't get your cases and you screamed at that dude, And then,
well, then he gave us the cases that were like,
yeah.
Oh my God. They were like it was like the Fisher Price cases, my very first card show.
Right.
Cases.
So I feel like if things don't go your way in the beginning.
No, that was last week I was joking. That time in Toronto, I was really mad. I was livid.
And the second thing I noticed is the inventory that you brought with you was like, what the? I had never seen such thing.
Hey,
aside from the wrestling cards and some of the music cards that you have,
that was my leftover stuff from Collecticon.
You had 2 showcases full of like custom bathing suit cards of women and nude cards.
It was all like fashion photos that's actually taken from their fashion shoots.
Very risque. I'm just saying, it's very risque. It's like,
it wasn't risque. Those are photos that women would be in the pictures in anyway.
Why do you have so many of those though? Where did you get those?
I just bought them from people who hit me up on Instagram, and I did very well with them at Collecticon. Actually, I did very well with them at the Dallas Card Show. I sold almost all of them. That was my biggest sell.
So I just thought that was.
You laugh, but I'm telling you, those were they're only like $10 to $20.
Okay.
But I wanted to get rid of them because I had a lot still left over from Collecticon, and I did move. Right away, the topless Sydney Sweeney photos, 3 of them sold right away to a dealer.
Okay.
He looked like he was busy all weekend after that.
Okay. So that was, what was like very uncomfortable for me is when you left the table and I was watching your table, and I'd have like people come by and look at this, and they look at me and they're like, okay, you're okay, boy.
Okay, duly noted. I'm gonna make a note of that so I can torture.
Or when little kids would come by and they look at that, and they were looking at me, and I was like, I turned my back to them. I was like, I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Or people would
do that from now on. Torture Dan, leave him with smut cards.
Yeah, people were asking me questions about it. I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about those cards. I'm just watching the table for this guy.
And let me tell you though, it was mostly women who bought those cards from me. So you laugh. They liked them. The ladies liked them.
That was one thing I noticed. And then the other thing, this is where I think I have to have an online live intervention with you.
Oh gosh, what is it now?
The photos, Merlin. We need to talk about the photos.
What about the photos?
It's too much, dude. These type photos that you're buying is too much. Like,
I gave almost all of the heritage.
Hundreds. You literally brought hundreds of photos to the Dallas Card Show. It was
slabbed or unslabbed.
You had 5 bags with you, 3 giant suitcases. Like, you guys don't understand that. I don't even know how you did this, to be honest. I don't even know how you brought 3 gigantic suitcases that you would have to check onto an airplane, a backpack, and your giant Zion case. 5 bags total full of these photos, which are so heavy. Like, even just the ones that are not slab PSA and that are in top loaders. When I was moving those things around for you, where you left early that day,
Dan hurt his back.
Those things were so heavy. How the hell do you bring all that stuff? Like, it's too much, man. Like, tell me what's going on here.
No, well, I gave a lot to Heritage when I left there. I had a mission anyway. That's why I brought them all with me. Because I was like, whatever I don't sell, I'm going to give the Heritage. I'm doing very well with my photos right now at their auctions, which check out on Heritage, the Type 1 photos, my Atomic Bomb, and my Oppenheimer. And they had it on display at the Dallas Card Show. So I want to keep the waters hot, baby. Where'd Dan go? Made him leave already.
Speaking of that, so I'll give you credit. Some of these photos that you have are
amazing. I didn't bring them back with me.
Some of these photos you have are amazing. The Oppenheimer, you were way ahead of that. Nobody would have saw that. Some of these other ones that you have up there, the music ones are killing it for sure.
Right. Like the Bob Marley.
In fact, I'll give you a little credit here. This is one of the Heritage booklets that they send in the mail to me.
I wish that one was mine.
Okay,
it's at $175,000 right now.
You have several photos that are prominently displayed in here.
Whoa!
You got the Barbie one. Is this yours?
Yes.
You got these two here.
Okay.
See if I recognize anything here. Is this Bob Dylan yours?
No, that's our friend Greg's from Gas Trading Cards. Elvis, that's his Elvis.
You got another one in here. Hold on. A lot of Hollywood stars in here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Alfred Hitchcock yours?
No, but that's pretty awesome. I'd like to win it.
And then,
because that's from
course,
Psycho.
These are your babies right here.
Yeah, that's my babies. You're
Okay.
right.
So you did get some really good ones, and I'll save this for you so you can have it as a little souvenir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Where'd you get that, in the mail?
Yeah, I get all of these catalogs from Heritage. They mail it to me.
Oh my goodness.
So, but you also have like crazy ones of like the Brady Bunch and all these 1950s TV stars and just weird shit, like
no. I only have 150. That's the Marilyn Monroe one I have.
I don't know. I just see a lot of stuff in there I've never seen before.
Like, I had the Muppet Show.
Okay,
Kermit and Miss Piggy, but that with the Heritage.
So, did you sell these photos? Be honest. How many photos?
Yeah, I sold 4 Nirvana
music.
photos this weekend.
And we're not music.
Nirvana.
That were not music.
Oh, I sold some Godzilla.
Okay. All right.
Godzilla. I sold a few that were raw.
Okay. Anyways, all I'm saying is that you got too much, dude. You got it too much. Okay. So I don't know what's going on here, but like you can't keep bringing 5 bags to every show.
No, I don't intend to. I had an intention that I was going to give those because I knew this might be one of the last times we're at the Dallas show in a while because we have got other stuff coming up. So I wanted to bring a majority of my inventory that I wanted to hand to them while I was in Dallas.
All right. I guess that makes sense because I did see you drop off a lot of stuff with Heritage.
Well, I did, yeah. I gave them a lot of memorabilia that I've collected throughout the years, being in the Editors Guild that they send me during the campaign season.
So it looks like they're dedicating an entire auction just to type photos, which is interesting.
I know. Now they have to have one next time, Dan. It's going to say from the Merlin collection.
Yeah. You should talk to them about that.
I know. I need that, right?
Merlin collection. So what are I don't know. That's just my observation of everything. What do you have any other takeaways from the Dallas Card Show?
I noticed there wasn't as many people that we normally see, especially some people that don't buy from me. And again, that could have been from the weather on Saturday. I know some people showed up later on Sunday, like Aka Collects that's in the chat room. But I also noticed that some of the dealers that also buy from me were also in Chicago that weekend because that was going on.
Apparently, there were 2 other big shows, the Chicago show and then the Arizona show that some people were talking about. But, I thought Dallas was pretty strong, despite 2 competing shows there.
No, it still is. I mean, could it have been better? Sure, it could have been. But I also want to thank everyone at the Dallas Card Show, like Kyle, Ruben, Leo, Jerica, for helping Between Two Slabs out and making sure we're set up. They're always taking good care of Dan and I, so I want to give them a good shout out as well.
Yeah. They always hook us up. They always treat us well. That's why we love going to that show for sure. Anything else before I get into my big takeaways for the show?
Now, did you buy much when you were there? Did you get much stuff to you? Because that's been one of the lowest disappointing things in the last few shows. There's nothing really coming my way.
Honestly, not really. Like people were not bringing me anything incredible. People brought me some really cool things to show off.
Right. And I know you did that deal with Jesse, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Jesse, I got this right here. I'll just show this off here. I got this sketch cover. This is the artist Matt Frank sketch cover. This is Hulk versus Godzilla right here. Just pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, but this was just like a small fun deal.
I know, but still, that's a cool, unique item.
And this was a trade, but I didn't buy anything when I was at that show.
That's crazy.
I'm kind of proud of myself. Like I didn't spend a lot of money, so it was cool. And I've got these goals where I'm trying to liquidate to pay off my student loans, and I'm trying to move my inventory into original artwork and things like that. So I feel like I was disciplined enough to achieve, stick with those goals there. But honestly, I didn't really get anything amazing that was brought to me that was available for sale.
Well, I got one cool thing with Michael. What's his username, Instagram handle?
I don't remember. Yeah,
but I did that trade with he's a big wrestling fan, and he had I traded my 98 Comic Images auto of The Rock rookie auto with also my 2015 best of Roman Reigns rookie auto. And then I had to give some cash because he also wanted Dan's Tiffy Time gold card, correct?
Yes.
And in return, I feel like a PSA 10 rookie logo, 1/1 auto of Dom and Nick Mysterio.
So I'm a little bit torn on this one, honestly, because
what, my trade?
Yes.
Okay.
For you to trade a Rock 1998 Images Rock on card graded 10 auto,
right,
and a Roman Reigns auto. Was that sticker auto too?
Yeah, because most of those tops back in those days were all like
Roman Reigns auto, which is how much was that Roman Reigns worth?
Oh, probably like $750. It's a PSA 8 with a 10 auto, and it's a pop 1, none higher.
Okay. So for you to trade a Roman Reigns, which is okay card, $750, and then but the Rock auto, that's like his chase card, and the Rock is hotter than ever. That's like a $2,000 card, at least.
Yeah, but Dan, at the show, you said, Merlin, you can always get another Rock.
Well, I was just
way to go. Now you're gonna throw me under the bus.
Plus, you bought my Tiffany Stratton card for like $500 from me, so that you could throw it into the deal because you wanted it.
And it's a 1/1 gold superfractor.
Okay.
It's his only card that has a rookie logo on it from 2020. What?
It's not a superfractor.
It's a gold, whatever 1/1. I don't know what you call it.
But it's for Dominique Mysterio. So I mean, I've never bought a Dominique card. I never bought a Dominique card. I don't know the market on him. I don't know,
Well, I'll tell you this. Yeah. I had a numbered out. It was a PSA 9 with an auto 10 auto that was numbered out at 25 of that same card, and I just recently sold it. I think like a month and a half ago for $1,500.
Okay, so what do you value this card at then?
$200 grand.
Oh, come on. Don't pull a Merlin. Okay? Don't pull a Merlin on. Give me a real number.
10 grand.
$10,000.
Yes. Because there is going to be if I could sell a PSA 9 numbered out of 25 for $1,500.
Okay.
This is his only rookie logo card. Only one from Topps now.
So are you saying that this is his most valuable card?
Yes.
More than, I don't even know if he has a logo card, an auto logo card. I'm not sure if he has one. But if he had an immaculate logo auto 1/1, more than that.
No, this will be more because this is from 2020. This is only one of a rookie logo.
More than a Prism, a 2022, or if he had a card that year, I think he did, or 2023 Prism Black Finite 1/1.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know it. It could be. And if you sell it, I think that would be crazy historic for the wrestling market if you sold it anywhere near that number.
Well, that was I'll make sure I do some content around it. How about that?
Yes, man? I want to see this happen because
I got to do some curator content, baby, on it, baby.
You got to pump it up, man. You got to pump it up.
Do it curator style.
I was surprised. I saw you guys working this deal for like half an hour or longer, and I was like, "What is going on here?
I can do it.
And then he told me when I saw that he said he wanted the Rock card, which you had at $5,000.
Right.
Okay. I was like, I laughed because I thought he was joking, but he was serious. And then you were serious.
The last comps, they were pretty damn high.
Yeah, and then you were serious.
They sold.
Like, what's going on here? So, and then when he wanted my Tiffany card to be in part of that deal, and then I came in and I started like listening to the terms of this deal, and then when you said that you would just buy it from me, no questions asked, I was like, what's going on here? So this card must be super special for you to really give up all that value for it. So I'm curious to see where this goes.
I have confidence in it, man. I have It's a nice card.
Do you know something I don't know? Do you know if he's going to get a huge push?
Yeah, of course he was going to get a hold. He's pretty much, I feel like, the number one heel in the WWE. Heel. No. Yes. He gets booed like crazy. He gets booed. He 100% booed. When you're like the number one heel, there has to be boos, no cheers.
Yeah.
Whereas Roman gets cheered too.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Anything else you want to show off from that deal? Let me go get the card.
Not from the deal. I can show you what I picked up this week. People might like these cards. I want to share with everyone. Everybody knows I'm loving music. Olivia Rodrigo is on tour right now. She just started at the beginning of March. She is actually having her own exclusive card made for whatever venue she's going to be at, whatever city she's touring with. This one is from like Nashville, Tennessee. The card, it's a specific card that she's selling on her tour. So this one's from Nashville. It's got this on the back. This one is from Charlotte, North Carolina. So see, they're different. See that, Dan? Is that pretty cool?
What's that?
Maybe PSA will grade them. I don't know if you saw Godzilla -1, but I found a TCG card of it, which I thought was pretty cool. Promo for the movie.
What's that QRE code on the back of those cards do?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Scan to unlock exclusive merch, music, giveaways, and more.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then I didn't know Jimmy Kimmel had an autographed rookie card, so I picked this one up. I thought that was really cool, numbered out of 49.
Yeah.
I guess he with the Mets did exclusive. Oh, here's the other Olivia. See, these are different. This one is from New Orleans, so she had like a southern tour of the first leg. So see how they're all different? That's her Guts World Tour cards. And then Dan, I know Dan's going to like these a lot. Let me show you these real quick. And then Dan can show his stuff. But Dan, who'd you say was one of the hottest wrestlers right now selling?
Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, so I've got some Tiffy cards that add with my smut collection here. The Kiss Auto
You heard it, guys. You heard it. Merlin's the new smut dealer of the hobby.
Tiffy time. Oh. And I got 3 different ones right now. So this one's cool. And then this one right here. So it's got her Kiss and Auto, kind of like Topps used to do. Remember those cards? And then this is cool too. It's got like a New York Yankees stamp on them. I don't know if she's from New York. It's like she's holding a boombox or something. And she's got a bikini on. Look at her, Dan.
Because I just missed out on an auction for one of those. What would you sell that for?
What will I sell that for?
Yeah. Like
150 to 200.
Yeah. Okay. That's about right.
Yeah. So she's like waiting for you to put some lotion on her, Dan.
That's not the only thing I put on my card. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, let's get to a super chat sticker. We got our good friend
John Holt.
John Holt. He just received his Between Two Slabs shirt in the mail today. I saw him post about that. So thank you for supporting us, John. As always, I hope you wear that shirt around town, to the gym, to the club, so that everybody can see you're a member of the BTS Army. And he's got a comment for you, Merlin.
I know. It says, John asked Merlin, what would your wrestling name be? Well, it's going to be Merlin. It's going to be either like the Magnificent Merlin or the Magical Merlin.
I'd call you the Merman.
Or the Menacing Merle.
You're the Merman, and your gimmick would be you're a mermaid.
They have to push me like in one of those like carts.
Yes.
And I have to wear like one of those fins.
No, what happens is like they push you out in a cart. They push you out in a cart, a cart of water, a see-through tank of water. You're in a mermaid outfit, and then when you jump into the ring, you shed your mermaid tail like the Little Mermaid, and you have legs.
Talk about a fish out of water.
There, that's the gimmick right there.
Okay, so fish out of water. That'd be pretty awesome, though. Maybe I could get like experienced enough where I start getting like enough speed in that I can like jump over one of the top ropes.
You get shot out of a cannon or something.
Like one of those lucha libres.
Yeah, like that.
Like a salmon. I'd fly up like a salmon.
And your finishing move is the fish out of water. The fish out of water.
The fish splash.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my goodness. Wow. We really went there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. All right. So thank you again, John, for the comment. We appreciate that. And the super chat sticker. All right. Let me show you what I got here.
Show us what you got.
First thing I want to show off is this sweet slab mag.
Oh, that's right.
Keychain, and adapter, not a keychain, but a necklace and adapter. You can wear it around your neck like this. It's pretty cool. They're selling these on their website now. If you want one of these, you can use my code Curator and you can get one of these. They sell the chain. You get the chain, the adapter, and then the slab mag. And I forget how much it is. I think it's like $60 or something like that. I don't know. But it's a pretty cool like little gimmick. So, if you want to flex your card or anything, or just have something fun to wear around at a party or something like that, or a card.
Now, is that real gold?
No, but it feels like it. It's a heavy chain. It's not plastic. We've seen these things before where they're like plastic and stuff like that. This is an actual chain with like, cubic zirconian diamonds on it or something like that. It's like real ice looking. So
now,
pretty
someone
cool.
gave me one as a present a few years ago, not a slab max chain, and my neck turned green. So I don't think it was good.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't sleep with this or take a shower with it or anything like that.
Oh, too late. I already have.
So, but it's a pretty cool thing that I got from Slab Mags. This is a nice little fun thing that they're doing here. Here's my Chuck Norris side note. Here's my Chuck Norris gold, PSA 10 gold superfractor. I submitted this to BGS in an attempt to get a black label on this because I thought, how cool would it be to have a Chuck Norris 1-of-1 superfractor black label, right?
Right.
And it was a crossover review, which means that they don't crack it. They just kind of look at it and tell me if they're going to grade it or not. And they
can 100% do that.
They said they would be a 9.5. So I did not get the black label treatment on this, but still pretty cool card. Still pretty cool card. Okay.
At least you know.
Yeah, that was one of the cool things I got. I got this really awesome Matt Frank sketch cover art of the Hulk versus Godzilla. So that's pretty cool.
And see, what's cool about that is that the success of Godzilla -1 just came out, and then Godzilla versus King Kong is about to come out in a couple weeks.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do when I go to Japan? I'm going to look for some Godzilla stuff.
Yeah, you should. You should.
And then the big card that I got here, and you know how I critiqued your trade for that Dom? Mm-hmm. Now you can critique me, fair game, for this that I picked up. Okay. This is I got this during trade night, but the sound was off, so you guys couldn't really hear the deal go down. But if you want to watch it, you can watch our trade night video. So this is a 2019 Stellar autograph, Harrison Ford. This is a numbered out of 20.
It's a blue numbered out of 20.
Yeah, blue numbered out of 20 card. You can barely see the number though. They put a blue number here. You can barely see it.
I hate when it's on the back. Do you like the numbers on the front or back of a card?
I like it on the front just because I don't care about the back of the card. I never look at the back of a card, to be honest, unless.
Do you think cards sell better when the number's on the front of the card or the back of the card? Does it matter?
I feel like it should be on the front. But anyways, so I got this card here. Okay, so here's the breakdown of this deal, guys. You guys can critique me here.
Okay.
So this guy, he had this card. It's a PSA 10 numbered out of 20. It's the only one of this grade that I know of. I mean, there could be an auto grade version of it, but I don't think so.
Okay.
So he had this at $9,000. $9,000. The last sale on this was a raw last year for $4,000. Okay, so PSA 10, you add whatever multiple you want on that. Okay. I've actually owned a green version of this before where it was numbered out of 40, which I sold, I think last year I sold it for like $2,500. So these things are actually pretty cool. Harrison Ford on-card auto. He's a GOAT. He doesn't have too many on-card autos out there. He's old, so PSA 10, it checks all the boxes. Okay.
Right. And it's Harrison Ford. Say no more.
So he wanted me to pay up for this card. I said, no way. But he wanted to get rid of it because he doesn't, I guess he wanted to get out of it, whatever. So he tried to do it. He proposed a trade to me, okay? And this is what I ended up giving up. I ended up giving up a Mike Tyson PMG PSA 8.
Those purple ones, right?
Yeah, PSA 8. I valued that around $2,500.
Okay.
I gave up a Ronaldo rookie card, Mega Cracks 2002 Mega Cracks rookie card Ronaldo PSA 6, valued at $3,500.
Woo!
And I gave up a Luke Skywalker OPG, the Canadian version, number 1977 blue border number 1 card PSA 8, that is valued at around like $1,800. Okay,
so that's like $6,800 worth of cards.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think it's a little bit more than that, right?
Well, you said $1,500 for the first, $3,500 for the second, and $1,800 for the third.
Yes.
Yeah, $6,800.
6,800. Okay. So that's what I gave up to get this. Plus, he gave me $1,000 cash. So I gave it. So those 3 cards, and I got this plus $1,000 cash. Okay.
Okay.
And here's my rationale.
Okay, please tell me.
My rationale. The Tyson PMG I've had for a while. I wasn't really getting any offers on it. It's a PSA 8. I have a couple PSA 9s. People just want the 9s on that. So I wasn't really getting too much attention. So I was ready to move out of the Mike Tyson PMG. And I have a couple more 9s, so no big deal to me.
Okay.
The Luke Skywalker card, it's rare. It's a pop 6.
number 1.
Yeah, pop 6. It's rare, but not a lot of people know that it's an OPG card, so it gets overlooked a lot.
I hate that when that happens.
And it had a favorable comp to it, so I wanted to move out of that. And then the biggest card is the Ronaldo rookie that I gave up, which was originally a BGS 8, which I paid like $8,000 for like 2 years ago before the World Cup, thinking like, how could I go wrong? Ronaldo rookie, right?
Right.
And then that card just kept going down in value, month after month. I think the value on that, it got down to like, at one point it got down to like $3,000 as a BGS 8. And then I cracked it, hoping that I could get a PSA 8, and it turned into a PSA 6. And that was like a $3,000 card. And then I got lucky and I had a favorable comp this weekend at $3,500. But I had completely lost faith in those cards, in the Ronaldo card. So I was just
like, you're not even getting nibbles on those cards, were you?
The Ronaldo I was.
Okay.
But like the comp was just getting lower and lower every time I showed it off, right? So, I had lost faith in it. And the reason I lost faith in those cards is because the comps were killing me, the freaking comps, right? That I have no control over. So I figure, okay, at least if I get into this card, not likely another one of these is going to pop up that's going to hurt me on the comp side of it.
Right. Of course. Right.
It's more controllable, and it's equally desirable to Star Wars fans, which I'm connected to that community where Star Wars collectors might want some of this, and I just have to find a guy willing to pay up for it. Plus, I was able to get cash out of the deal.
Okay,
so that's my rationale for it.
Even if it's $1,000, how much was it?
$1,000 cash.
Okay.
So, but for people that were to look at this deal, they'd be like, you gave up a Ronaldo rookie, a Tyson PMG, and a Luke Skywalker number 1 rookie for a Harrison Ford auto out of 20. You must be crazy, right? I don't know. What are your thoughts on this deal?
Well, look, crazy. Was there any comps on that card of that variation or anything close to it?
A raw version of this sold last year for $4,000.
Well, there you go, right there. That sounds pretty good to me.
I feel like the values are fair on both sides. The values were very fair on both sides. But it's just like, do you trade 3 GOAT cards for 1 GOAT card? Like, so
because would you say that the 10 kind of makes it doubled in price?
Well, if you ask me, I'm going to 4x it. You from a raw card to a PSA 10, it's usually a 3 to 4x multiple. I'm not making that shit up. Okay, that's like industry standard 3 to 4x multiple. So
exactly.
So by that logic, this should be like a $12,000 card,
right?
I mean, I might not ask.
Have you had one before like that? Or
no, never.
I thought you had. I didn't know if you had or not.
But you know, I just feel like I wanted just to trade out of that old inventory into something new, basically. You know what I mean? So that's why I got this. So that was my big deal out of the whole Dallas Card Show. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think about it.
I think I had like a signature series Harrison Ford sticker one a couple years ago, but it sold way cheaper than that, and it wasn't a PSA 10.
Well, that's the thing. Like he signs a lot of stickers, but he doesn't have a lot of on-card autos.
Exactly.
You know? So, and I've had the green version of this out of 40 before, and people were hitting me up for that like crazy. And I sold.
And I still sold that for a few $1,000s to someone in China.
Yeah. So, okay. So I lost track of my thoughts here. I guess that's the biggest deal here. But let me give you my big takeaways from the Dallas Card Show. Okay.
Tell us your big takeaways.
Takeaway number one is pop culture cards are making, or they're having their moment. Okay. They're having a moment because pop culture to me is music, wrestling, comic books, cards, Marvel, Star Wars, celebrities, all that stuff. And all I sold this weekend were wrestling and K-pop cards, it seemed like. So that was like the big thing.
Were you still selling Hello Kitty?
Yes, I did. I sold all my Hello Kitty. I didn't have that many. I didn't have that many, but I sold them all.
Yeah, because you sold most of them on the last Dallas show.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Like I sold so many Blackpink. I sold out of all my Blackpink cards.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah. I thought that I was going to sell out of my Twice cards, but not many people bought my Twice cards at all. But they bought all
other K-pop band.
Yeah.
Girl band.
Yeah, and they're very hot right now. They're very hot. Okay. But a lot of people bought my my Blackpink cards. So, anyways, sold a lot of that stuff. Sold a couple.
So are you going to restock with Blackpink? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like I should quit while I'm ahead. I've made so much money on it. I just feel like I should quit while I'm ahead. But I don't know. We'll see. If I can get more, then I'll do it. You know, it's like.
So if you ever go back to Asia and you come across some, will you buy them?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But it's got to be things you know you can slab, not like those photo cards or anything like that. Or
the photo cards are really easy to sell, but they sell for like $5 each. So you got to sell a lot to make it worth your while. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so pop culture cards. Plus, I was talking to some industry insiders, and they told me some information, which I will get to later on. But pop culture cards were strong; they performed very well, and that will lead us into our next topic too. Okay. Second takeaway from the show is that I feel like the Dallas Card Show. I feel like the hobby in general is still going very strong. You know, because even though this is another Dallas show, it had bad weather. There was a competing show in Chicago, competing show in Arizona. We still had pretty packed show throughout the entire week. You know, only on Sunday it was kind of dead, but we left early. But on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it was still pretty packed, and a lot of people were spending money. So that was good to see. Good to see. You know what I mean?
You still couldn't even move in the lobby area because everybody there for the autographs of the famous Cowboys and Rangers and other Dallas sports athletes.
Yeah. So if you hear people talking shit about like, oh, how these values go down and things like that, I mean, you know, if you're looking at these super high-end cards that sold for astronomical values last year, and then you're comparing them to sales of today, yeah, I guess that sucks. But in terms of just people going to shows and spending money, it's still happening a lot, you know. So that's a good sign for me. And then the third takeaway is that what I'm noticing move right now are the rare things, the rare items, you know, like people are still flipping cards of popular athletes and stuff like that. But I feel like just people are looking for rare cards, and not like artificially rare cards that are like the Bronny James card. Those are like gimmick cards. But I feel like people are looking for type 1 photos of significant moments or cards or published pieces. People are looking for, you know, game used memorabilia items from, you know, documented significant games. People are looking for rare cards of rare vintage cards of people, one of ones, things like that. So I feel like people are learning the game now. They're not buying the common stuff anymore. They're going towards those rare items that have a story to tell, because the story is where the value comes in. Okay, so those are my biggest takeaways from Dallas. What are yours?
No, I agree. I mean, I even noticed, like, we've already talked about my photos being on Heritage, that the biggest sale right now, or the biggest auction item that Heritage has, is their Type 1 of the Mickey Mantle from the 51 Bowman card, which is also used for the 53 Topps card, the iconic card that a lot of people know of, that 53. And it's like at $175,000. What did we think that it was going to even max out at? What was your thoughts of that photo?
Which one?
The Mantle Bowman. Like, how much do you think it'll exceed at?
What's it at right now?
It's at 175 right now. Of like,
oh man, I thought it'd be 100,000, but it's at 175.
Yeah, 175 right now.
Wow, I could see that going for like 350,000.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you think it'll go up another 200,000? You don't think it'll exceed over $500,000?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the biggest misconception that people have of Type 1 photos.
Okay.
They think that they're one of one.
Yeah, they're not one of one, but they're also not like one of 20 either.
They're not. But there could be another one that pops up, is what I'm saying, right?
No, true. No. I think they said they know there's is like 2 or 3 in existence that they know of, like in the known pop report.
So it's cool, right? It's cool, but for that price, would you rather, like, let's just say 500 is what it goes for. That's what you think it's going to go for.
Okay, right.
What's the highest grade that you could get for 500,000 of that card?
Yeah, that's a good question. Of that 51 Mickey Mantle Bowman card, what is?
I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat, if you can do a quick check, somebody in the chat, let us know. But what would be the highest grade of that card? And then compare it. Like, let's just say, I don't know. Let's just say PSA 9, maybe. Right? I don't know if there's a PSA 10 of that card out there, but let's just say a PSA 9 or 8. So would you rather have the card of that, or would you rather have the photo? I don't know. I feel like
really?
I feel like for that price, I'd rather have the card. The card.
Really?
You know? Yeah, because we're card collectors. Now, I think the photo's valuable. I definitely think the photo's valuable, and I think the photo should be up there with in price in the highest graded cards. But the fact that there could be other ones out there would scare me if I'm spending that type of money on it. You know what I mean?
Yes, I think the most expensive so far was a PSA 7. I don't know. It was they had it listed at $120,000, but they took best offer for it.
Okay, so we have to assume it's more than that. So like a PSA 8, PSA 9,
yeah,
maybe a PSA 10. You know, so like I'd rather have the card. Unless if the photo was like 50 grand, I'd rather have the photo versus whatever the card I could get for the card, right?
Right. Wouldn't you rather have the photo of the 52 Topps Mantle?
Yeah, if it was out there, but I wouldn't pay that much for it, is what I'm saying. Because I don't like the fact that there could be other ones out there of that. You know what I mean? True. I have to imagine that there's
if someone came into our doorstep and said, "Hey, Dan, I'll sell this mantle to you for $50,000. Would you find the money and buy it?"
Fuck yeah, I would. Because I know it'd be worth more, you know?
Like, this person has no clue, but they think they're making a good penny off of you, selling it to you for $50,000.
Yeah, because
would you go look for the money immediately?
Oh yeah, because then I'd
would you call me like, Merlin, let's split this, we'll split the cost of the
No, I'll do it myself.
How dare you? Oh my goodness. Oh man.
And then watch it comes back as a Type 3.
Oh gosh. Oh, if you bought it raw. Okay. Yeah.
So
that would suck.
So yeah, I don't know. Any other comments before we get to the main topic?
No, it's just good. Sometimes I just get worried is like, how much steam can the card shows carry on for the next few years? Like, will it will it get tiresome? Will it get tired after a while? Like what happens? I get kind of worried. Will people just start losing steam and gradually not showing up at these shows? Like what will happen?
I mean, I feel like it's like that now, but we get new people to come in, you know.
Okay.
So it's just it
recycles.
But I'm noticing that we're running really late right now, so I'm gonna go into our last topic, and I'll try to.
Oh, let's do it. Sorry, guys.
Because it's kind of like
we've been rambling.
It's kind of like what we're already talking about right now. But here's where I see the future of the hobby. Okay. Based on my experience this past weekend at the Dallas Car Show, this is where I think the future of the hobby's going. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's going towards pop culture. All right. I think it's going to expand into pop culture, and I'll give you a couple reasons. Here's my my theory here. Okay. At the show, you know, we've been doing pop culture cards for like almost nearly 2 years.
Since day one, you took me to Dallas.
Yeah. So we've been doing pop culture cards for a while. My pop culture cards sold the most at this show. I did have some sports cards. I had a Connor McDavid rookie PMG that some people were looking at, but nobody really made me. Actually, somebody made me an offer, but I didn't take it.
Yeah, I know you were getting nibbles off that card.
Okay. I had a 1970s Wilt Chamberlain and Lou Alcindor card. Nobody looked at those cards. Okay?
You weren't getting nibbles on those cards whatsoever.
No, those are SGC 6s and 7s. Nobody looked at those cards.
Okay.
I had all my PMGs where people were looking at, but no real offers on any of this. And most surprisingly, my Kobe Bryant Platinum Portraits, nobody looked at that at all.
What's up with that?
First time I took it to the show, nobody looked at it. Nobody tried to make an offer, nothing on that.
That's insane.
But everybody was looking at my wrestling cards, my K-pop cards, which sold the most. People were looking at my Star Wars cards. People were looking at what else did I have? My Chuck Norris Superfractor, my Jean-Claude Van Damme Superfractor, all these cards.
I know they did. That's so true.
So that's what got the most. That's what got people to stop and look at my case the most. Okay, and I sold the most. That's number one.
And you can never go wrong with Taylor Swift. I'm sure you and I are both Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift albums sold a couple of those. Comic books,
Super Liquid.
Okay. So that's number one. Number two, right? Looking around as I'm sitting at my table, I'm looking around, and I just feel like people are kind of like chasing their tail in the hobby in terms of how they're trying to make money. I talked to a lot of people, and the word on the showroom floor is basically like the margins are getting smaller. The repackers are buying things at 90%, which is setting the floor price.
They still are.
They're buying at 90%. They're hoping that they'll sell for 100%. Right. So your margin's like 10%, basically. Probably less than that if you have to give somebody a deal. So the margins are getting down really, really tight on these sports cards, and you can't make a living that way. You got to be at least 20%, 30% on anything that you sell. You can't really be getting away at 10% and trying to make a living doing that. So I feel like the sports market is super competitive right now, and just like anything else, and we've seen this multiple times before, and I'll give you examples. Just like anything else, when a new market emerges and people see that they can make money in there and they have less competition, they will go there. Okay. We've talked about this before. We call it the blue ocean strategy. Okay. So if you guys have never heard this before, let me give you a little bit of knowledge here. The blue ocean strategy is a book about basically when you're in a highly competitive market, you look for an alternative market that nobody's in there and you create your own blue ocean. Right now, the sports card market is a red ocean. It's filled with a bunch of sharks just trying to get little nibbles of things. Okay. Hey, so the smart people like you and me, Merlin, we create our own blue ocean where we don't compete with so many people. We go to pop culture cards, and it's happened before. Okay. And I'll give you an example. It's happened with the Marvel PMG market, right? When the Marvel PMG started to pop off, people saw an opportunity to go there, and people made money. And they did that until they couldn't do it anymore. Then we saw it with Star Wars cards, the Superfractor market in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we saw it with wrestling cards, these Prism cards, these Prism one-of-ones, and things like that.
Variations.
Now we're seeing it in type photos. Okay. We're like one of the first people to really shout out that type photos are a thing.
And music memorabilia.
Okay. And music is another thing. Music. So we're seeing, these different blue oceans out here, but a lot of people still don't know about that stuff. And I'll tell you right now, there's a lot more blue oceans out there for people to go into that they don't even know about. Okay. All right. Me and you are kind of dabbling in a couple different things. Okay. Yeah. But
I'm already getting some stuff slabbed right now. That's speaking of, yes.
Yeah. And if you pay attention to our content, you'll see that there's these different blue oceans, but there's ways to make more than 10% in these different blue oceans. And when people realize that, they will go there because you can't live off of 10%. Okay. That's number 2. And then number 3, I spoke to an industry insider. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say where he comes from or anything like that, but I have it on good authority. And I believe this source. I have it a good authority that some of the major players in the hobby, the companies, the major players, I'm not going to say who, are going to put a substantial amount of resources towards pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Maybe this year, maybe coming next year, but it's coming. They're going to put a lot of resources towards pop culture cards, music, entertainment, TVs, movies, all that stuff, celebrities. You're going to see an effort to grow the hobby in that market because the sports card market is very mature right now. Mm-hmm. All right. And for the same amount of effort and probably less amount of resources, there's more upside in the pop culture markets than there is in the sports card market. So I feel like that wave is going to be coming pretty soon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my biggest takeaways from being at the Dallas Card Show. And that's where I see the hobby going. And for me personally, I love it. I love it because, I'm more of an entertainment pop culture nerd than I am a sports fan. I'm a casual sports fan. I love the Lakers. I watch, the Dodgers, the Angels, 49ers, California teams.
But you seem more passionate with pop culture, Dan.
But I am. I'm a nerd. I love my Marvel movies. I love my comic books. I love my G.I. Joes, Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, all that kind of stuff.
And it's easier to sell something you love.
Yeah, I collect toys. I collect comic books. I collect original artwork. So it resonates more with me and the people that I've interacted with at these shows that are quote unquote sports card collectors only. I feel like it resonates with them as well. I feel like when people come by my table and they see my stuff, they're like, oh shit. Oh my God. Power Rangers. Oh my God. Ninja Turtles. Oh my God. Marvel, Star Wars, wrestling. I love this stuff. I watched it as a kid and I love it now. Blah, blah, blah. The only disconnect that they have is that, if I showed you a card like this and I said that this card was like $8,000, you wouldn't believe it. But if this was a Michael Jordan PSA 8 rookie card or something like that, and I said $8,000, you say, okay, I believe it. Because they can see the value in sports cards, but they don't understand the value in pop culture cards yet.
Well, people who are in Star Wars or pop culture are going to know about that card, though.
But like when they do, they will see opportunities to transfer their skills of flipping sports cards into flipping pop culture cards or investing or whatever you want to call it. They will transfer that over there. It's happened before. It happened in Marvel. It happened in Star Wars. It's happening in wrestling. It's happening in photos now. And all these other blue oceans out there that we talk about, they will, once they have that connection and they can see opportunities, that's where people will go. And I believe the companies involved will be pushing that too.
Yeah, we even see that with like vintage stuff. We see that with vintage Disney, with vintage like Frank Sinatra or Marilyn Monroe, like old cards of famous celebrities. I feel like that stuff is booming as well.
There's a market for everything out there. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. I can tell you that right now because when I walked into one of those rooms, this Starlight room on Dallas, and I saw this table that had an Adolf Hitler card.
Woo! That's a little too celebrity for me.
And you know what? I posted that picture of the Adolf Hitler card in my Instagram, jokingly, thinking that people would, make jokes about it. But a lot of people said that that's actually part of some type of world leaders set from the 1930s, and that people collected and all this other shit.
There's a lot of it, but yeah, I get. Yeah. But so, I'm not
there's a market for everything. Okay, that just proved to me that there's a market for everything out there, and people love celebrities. They love historical culture. They love anything significant, and especially things that are from their childhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I went to film school. We had to like first year, our freshman year, we had to watch Birth of a Nation, and talking about something cringy that was hard to watch. That movie is very hard to watch. It's 4 hours long, and it's about the Klan.
Okay, so let's move on from that. But basically, you know what I think that's where the hobby is going to be going. And I'll tell you this too.
What's that?
I know for a fact that there's going to be more shows dedicated to pop culture cards out there. Okay, talking to Kyle, the show promoter for the Dallas Card Show. He's got a separate show called Memorabilia, which is solely dedicated to pop culture stuff, comics, toys, you know, all that other stuff, Pokemon cards, all that stuff. I recently learned that CollectorCon is actually a national brand. And they have like 14 shows across the country, which is crazy to me, you know. And I think you're going to see more shows pop up. Jay, if Jay's in here, okay, Jay, the next thing we need to do together, you and me, okay, we'll do this together. Ed Merlin, we're going to do a pop culture show here in Southern California, okay, because there's going to be demand for that kind of stuff, for sure. All right. Anything else?
I'm already having some of our dealer friends who used to sell nothing but sports cards setting up with me at these pop culture events, and they're doing very well. And they're like the happiest I've seen them in a long time. These people
Pay attention to what these people are doing, guys. If you're a vendor, you're a dealer, pay attention to this because there's going to be opportunities there. Because in the sports card market, you're getting squeezed. You're getting squeezed. The margins are too low right now. You need to find alternative ways to turn a profit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to talk about before we get to the final stages?
No, let's get down to the final countdown of the chats.
Yes. Okay. So before we get to the comments, I want to show off a couple things real quick here.
Oh, we still have it. Oh, we got more to see. Okay. What do we have?
So I got my my Joe Justco artwork framed. I got it back here. So this is pretty cool. Check that out.
Yeah, you just got that.
Yeah. I just got this from the framer back today. It's got plastic on it, but I'll take this off. So this is pretty badass. This will go into the art gallery of my house.
Now, let me ask you a question. How much does it cost to get it matted and framed like that?
So this whole thing right here, okay, this is like, I don't know, 8x10 or something like that.
Right.
This whole setup, about $120 to get this.
Oh, not bad at all.
But this is the double matte, and museum glass for this.
Oh, is that like UV protected glass?
UV protective and glare resistant.
Oh, okay. Oh, so when we do our next Between Two Slabs in the man cave, we won't have the reflection.
Yeah, if I shine a light into this, it's not going to reflect white. It's going to be blue. It's kind of weird. And then you want to here's a tip for you guys. I get my framing done at Hobby Lobby, by the way, but you want to have the matte in there because you don't want the artwork to be pressed up against the glass. So that's why you need the matte.
Right.
And I like to do the double matte because I think it looks more premium, and it just adds another layer of separation between the glass. And pretty cool. So here's one piece of art.
Okay. And then how much is it for like when you do the one sheets, when you frame those? Because those are pretty much like the size of a movie poster.
These are about like $300.
Okay. That's what I want to get done.
Like that. But these ones, I don't use the museum glass because I'm not as worried, but they do reflect.
They do.
So that's a problem with that. Okay. So here's the other thing I want to show off here. Here is the original artwork I showed you last week, the Shazam cover. And I got the comic book. Okay, so you can see I love whenever I get the original artwork.
Dan? What's the color when you're holding? This is the book?
It's a comic book.
Okay.
So this is the published comic book. This is the original artwork of this cover.
Pretty cool, almost like a DVD.
Yeah. So I always love to pair the original artwork with the published source so you can really see it, huh? Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to show you, and you're gonna notice a theme here.
Superheroes, comics.
Another piece of original artwork which I got Okay, check this out.
That's
Beautiful,
crazy.
beautiful Omega Red. This is not, as to my knowledge, this is not a published piece. It's just a original custom artwork by the artist. His name is PJ Katakutan. He's like a Marvel sketch card artist, but he made this original piece of art right here. Okay.
Whoa.
This is really cool. But what's really unique about this is that the original owner, not only did he get the original cool piece of art, but he commissioned a sketch card of this original artwork. So look at this.
And who is that? Is that Mobius?
No, PJ Katakutan.
No, the character.
Omega Red.
Omega Red. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I have a mini version of this original artwork. Isn't that cool?
That is. Wow.
And you'll never believe what I paid for this.
Oh my gosh.
$200. Take a guess.
$2,000.
$2,000 for this. No. I won this on eBay for $375.
Woo!
Can you believe that? This is a steal. This sketch card alone is probably worth like $200 for this, okay? Plus,
where'd you find the sketch card?
Huh?
Where'd you find the sketch card?
It came with it. It was an auction.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So you got the sketch card and the original artwork as part of this.
So. Oh, you got us a lot. Okay. Now
I think this is pretty cool. I might start doing this. I might start trying to commission the original artist to do sketch cards of these paintings. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Okay. So with that, let's get into the comments here. We don't have too many comments, so we should be able to finish up on time here.
Tonight.
See. Here we go.
Carlos, Rise and Shine, Curator Army. Stevie Sports Cards, Adrian says, what's up, dudes? What's up, Adrian? Stefan Kaufman, he was at Dallas with us. I listen. He listens because no one listens to it. Jay Patel, let's go. Thank you, Jay. Adrian, again, I listen and talk shit. LOL. Stefan, Pokemon to the moon. Stefan, talking about pop culture cards, he had us open up Pokemon cards, which are a parody of Pokemon, except they all grew up.
Stefan always buys these weird boxes just to rip at Trade Night. I don't understand why.
And those weird French comic parody hockey cards.
But he opened this box called Pokemon. I never heard about it, but check this out. I actually have some here. Okay, so this is what they look like, Pokemon. It's kind of a cute artwork, like a play on Pokemon.
Garbage Pail Kids meets Pokemon.
Yeah. So, and it's a parody set, but it's pretty cool. So, that was fun hanging out with him on Saturday.
And Gulf War cards. Stephen Kaufman, Taylor Swift graded CDs are the next big thing. Uh-oh. I heard they are. Rumor is.
I'm telling you guys, listen to me. You guys listen to me. You're gonna get some tips.
The autograph curator says Merlin's looking fabulous in his Dunkin's costume outfit jacket. The Dunkin' jackets. Yeah, right? From Boston. Or that's another commercial, right? From Boston. Carlos, you look like Tom Brady, Merlin. LOL. Thank you, dude. Except I'm a foot shorter. And then this guy with a bunch of numbers. Outfit will put Merlin on the map. Brother, it already has. The Sports Card Professor 7, Orist. Good evening from YouTube. Thank you, Orist. Adrian says, jumpsuit not cool. Yes, it is, Adrian. You don't know anything. You need to learn from the Merle. Leo says, y'all come to the show in San Francisco at the Cow Palace? This guy is right here. So come see me. That's the buyer's bad for not paying on time, negating the agreement. That's the conversation that Dan and I had about what would you do in this situation. Leo says money talks. If the first person says that they would pay you $25,000, but taking long to pay, deal should be off and move on. Okay, good. I'm glad you think that. Then I agree. Papa Jim, good evening, Dan and Merlin. Well, it was great to see you guys in Dallas to finally do a deal with Merlin. Yeah, Papa Jim, he was there from Thursday to Sunday this time. He was in it for the long haul. I got that Megan Fox auto card from him. Michael Ham, Fishing and Sports Card. What's up, Michael? What's up, guys? Big Daddy Cool, are you coming to Toronto in April? Great one. No, he'll be in.
No, we will not. No, we will not. Unfortunately, gonna miss it.
Jay, of all people, this hobby is all about reputation. One's word is their bond. However, what if the card dropped in value and is not paid yet? Should the buyer honor the deal also? And if he
you
is
know they
shipping
wouldn't.
it,
You
then
know they
what?
wouldn't.
No, you don't think so?
Although I feel like I've done things on eBay sometimes where I've won an auction and then the value of the card goes down like immediately, but I still pay. You know, like
Yeah,
that's
well,
just me though. But in a situation like that, if I was negotiating with a guy, I'd be like, dude, come on, it's gone way down too much. I can't do it, man. You know.
Thanks, Jay, for sharing. Oris, the sports card professor 7. How do you protect, insure against the $50,000 card being damaged during shipping? Yeah, what do you do with that?
A couple
Insurance.
things. You got to buy insurance from the carrier, but also we don't talk about this enough. You have to have collectible insurance. If you're doing deals on that level, you need to have collectible insurance, which also insures cards when they're in transit. And I could probably talk about that. I do have collectible insurance. I've been meaning to maybe make a video about that at some point, but I could talk about that. If anybody's
Do you have to buy like an umbrella policy then if you're shipping out a card that expensive for the one time? Or
no,
what?
it's not an umbrella policy. It's just a regular, collectible policy.
I didn't know if you want to buy like something just specifically for that card.
Umbrella policies are more like for liability.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but not for cards. You just have to buy a limit up to that amount.
Okay.
But and $50,000 is easy. Like the limit I have on mine is like 200 grand or something like that.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and that's like a lower tier one. Some people probably have $1 million policies.
Well, I'm sure. Chef says, I need an Oppenheimer Type 1. Well, dude, go to Heritage right now. It's at like $110 with 2 weeks left. Carlos, Golden Nuggets. Yes, it is. CV Sports Cards, Adrian, Dan, sell that Kobe. Best time right now.
He wants me to
come and look at it. He will. He needs a nibble.
I feel like I'm getting close. I'm getting closer to giving it up. We'll see. I might come off my price a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, maybe you weren't using the right bait for it. Carlos, I'll buy your card. Which one? The Kobe? The Merlin card. Thank you, Carlos. I'm better than the Kobe card. Jay, do I get any royalties from the curator cards?
Jay, you had nothing to do. Jay, you had nothing to do with the curator cards. I think he's talking about this one.
For tag.
He's talking about this one. No, I'm not going to sell this one.
Tag card.
No, I'm not going to sell that one.
D-Stiller 13, that Hulk Hogan graded vinyl was crazy. Would love to see if someone would grade CDs like that. Well, AMG does, but the guy, Todd, who had the graded Hulk Hogan vinyl, which company was that one through?
I think it's called Vintage Vinyl Grading.
And they did the whole like components.
Yeah.
Because they broke out, it was like a double-sided LP with photo disc.
Yeah.
So they took it all out so you could see it all.
It's pretty amazing. And here's a tip for you guys. Okay. Anybody that's listening at the 1 hour, 57, 23 second mark right now, I'm going to give you an insider tip. Okay.
What's that?
If you saw that crazy custom slab of that Hogan record on my Instagram and you like that kind of stuff and you're thinking about doing it, I would suggest that you send it in before that company gets acquired by another company, because that product might go away, guys. So I'm not saying I know for sure something's going to happen, but I got a pretty good feeling based on an inside source that consolidation and acquisitions are going to be happening in the graded music space. So I feel like if you want to get that type of display, send it in now.
Well, I will plug AMG for this. The guy who was grading my music memorabilia with AMG, and I've got different things. He called me today and asked me on everything specific how I want it laid out in the slab. I don't know if they've done that with you, but I had some items that he asked me if I wanted out of the vinyl out of the sleeve or how do I want to show it. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. And then I asked them also what their thoughts were as well, what their advice was. So I'm glad. So plus for them calling me and asking me those questions. Aka Collects Christian, that inventory is on fire. Hot Mama.
Yeah.
Which one's that one? Is that the
my inventory? I guess my inventory.
Inventory.
He bought a shirt from us, so we appreciate the support. He's always cool to talk to and hang out when we're in Dallas.
I regret not trying to get that Braun Breaker Color Blast. Well, Christian, hit me on IG, dude.
Yeah, Braun Breaker, man. He's the next big thing. That guy got it.
I need to get it graded too. Get to send to Mr. Minty for some card prepping. We have next, Michael Tom. Hi, guys. Yes, that card show circuit does get tiresome after a while. Hey, Merle, looking forward to meeting you at the Cow Palace this coming weekend. I haven't been to a major card show in years. We'll come. I think they're going to have over 400 tables. So I'm bringing a lot of my photos and pop culture stuff. Michael Tom again. Dan, could you tell me which mint store you went to in Japan? I'm planning to be in Japan in 3 weeks. Thanks to both of you guys for bringing us great collectible content every week.
We appreciate that, Michael. The store, if you're talking about the store that I got the Kobe from, it's called the Mint Lab. I don't know what neighborhood it's in, but it's called the Mint Lab. It's got like a Yelp page, or it's got a Google page that you can search, and it's like in the basement of an office building of all places.
The basement of an office building. And was that the same store where you first saw the vertical display cases?
No, that was that store I saw in Osaka.
Okay. Michael Tom again. I've been listening to you guys since the beginning. Take care and stay healthy. Regards, Michael at DC Galaxy 87. We will, man. Hit us up on IG as well. Or else again, will Tyson go up will Tyson go up referencing his upcoming Jake Paul fight?
I feel like there's going to be hype for Tyson to just kick his ass. As long as I'm telling you, as long as Tyson doesn't look like a fool, if Tyson gets knocked out, that's it. He's done. He'll never hear that.
What's going to happen?
I don't know, dude. I don't know how these fights go. Like, why Mike Tyson would agree to fight Jake Paul other than having a ton of cash and I just don't see there's no upside to Mike Tyson doing this unless he totally destroys Jake Paul. Like he knocks him out, gives him a black eye, breaks his nose, does all these crazy things. If he does what we want him to do, Tyson's stock goes up.
How old is Tyson? Late 50s?
He's in 60s, I think.
Okay, wow. He's
old. He's still a beast. He's still a crazy beast. But if he gets a draw, then I think people are going to be disappointed. If he gets knocked out and loses, he'll never hear the end of it. He'll never hear the end of it. So
he's 4 years old. But he's 58. He's 58.
But I think leading into the fight, yes, people are going to be excited to see this. They're going to be buying Mike Tyson cards. They're going to be doing a lot of stuff.
Mark the Collector. Happy Tuesday, party people. You as well. Get some tacos for me, Mark. Michelle. What's up, Michelle? I do feel like Harrison Ford autos do transcend just Star Wars collectors. He's a prolific actor, king of Lucasfilm, but I could be biased because Blade Runner is my favorite movie. Yeah, it's one of mine as well. And don't forget Indiana Jones.
Yeah, we missed you in Dallas.
Michelle, you got to come out sometime. Sports Card Professor 7. The audio was tough on the trade night, but did Mr. Minty say he bought a hockey card, Karn Bedard, Young Guns? Okay. Yes, he had 2 of them actually out on display. Didn't he? The Sports Card Professor 7 again. If Mascot is successful, will one be able to buy cards from dealer showcases virtually? I think so.
Yeah, it seems like that's where the technology is headed. So, but
I still need to link it all up. They came to our booth this weekend. Carlos, Golden Nuggets, pop culture. Yes, it is, brother. The Sports Card Professor 7. Did you see any 2024 Leaf Wrestling Legends cards to comment on the quality of the cards? Only one I saw was Dance. That's it.
I don't have it. I have it.
Still. Okay, you still have it.
Yeah, but it's I haven't examined, but it's Leaf. I feel like it's good enough.
Right. Well, you've been buying. I've never seen you buy Leaf ever until recently.
They've had some fun stuff coming out.
Well, you're just looking for the 1-of-1s mainly, are you?
Yeah. The Superfractor 1-of-1s.
Superfractor 1-of-1s. The Sports Card Professor 7. Do you consider Marvel cards to be under the pop culture banner? Of course, yes, 100%.
Of course.
Collecticon is pretty legit. I went for the first time in Fort Worth, and this year they had the first one in Dallas. A lot of TCG. Yes, it was. And they're actually based out of Dallas.
So Collecticon, I thought was just like, like they had like 3 shows, somewhere in Florida, somewhere in Texas, and then
somewhere
in California for a couple of years. They've expanded from like 3 to 4 shows to 12 to I think 20. I want to say 16 shows. 16 shows across the country. It's a brand, and it's all based on, pop culture stuff. So, that kind of goes into what I was saying. It was where I think the hobby is heading. And I think a lot of other promoters are going to be copying that model.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they signed more bands to go on tour with them, because they just had Lit at this one. They had Vanilla Ice last year. So I would see that they start integrating more and more music as well. Tomahawk, we see more pop culture at the National this year? Yes, definitely.
Of course. Yes, for sure.
Because last year they even had like different pop culture trade nights and everything, didn't they, Dan?
Yeah, they had the wrestling trade night.
The Star Wars.
Yeah.
Aka Collects, we here at the 1 hour 57-minute mark. Yes, we were.
All right, so you got that knowledge. You got that knowledge. You can do something.
Were, dude.
Okay, we had a bunch of comments by Oris, but sorry, Oris, we're not going to get to all these. We're running a little bit late here. Okay, so that just wraps it up for the comments. Let's do our final plugs. Merlin, go ahead and tell them all the stuff that we want them to buy.
Oh my gosh, I know you saw those Slab Mag necklaces that Dan and I have been wearing. We wore them at trade night. If you bore through the bad audio, that's all my fault. But if you saw us, we were wearing these. Dan's showing right there to my left with the Chuck Norris. They are selling them on their website. Go to slabmags.com or slabmags on Instagram and check it out. You can buy the adapter, the hook, everything for it. And don't forget our Between Two Slabs special limited edition t-shirts. What's the price for them, Dan?
$30 plus shipping.
$30 per shipping. We've got large, extra large, and I think 2XL. Anything else I'm missing on those shirts?
No, that's it. But once this run comes up, I don't know if we're gonna do another run. This one is actually the first edition where the slabs are black. Okay, let me show you the other one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be like the piggy banks of t-shirt merch here.
This is the second. This is the second printing where the slabs are gold.
That was harder to find.
Okay, but the next one that I was thinking about, let me put my head here. It looks like I'm
wow.
Okay, the next one I'm thinking about, guys, is maybe instead of me and Merlin wearing like t-shirts, we're wearing like, I don't know, astronaut uniforms, or maybe the Dunkin' Go Nuts. What if we do the Dunkin' Go Nuts next outfits? I think something like that would be kind of cool. So if you want one of these, get this before we do the next run of them. Hit me up on Instagram for that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tell them who to follow.
All right, guys. Follow me, Merlin and Merleworld Cards. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, eBay. It's Merleworld Cards. That's MERLEWORLD, Merleworld Cards. So, and then check me out. Any other videos on the Great Curator site? We have Between Two Slabs every Tuesday night on the Great Curators channel. And then I'll also post it that same night on all the audio podcasts like Spotify, Buzzsprout, Amazon, Google, you name it. All the links are below in the description. So if you want to listen to it in your car, going to work or coming back from work, click on one of those links below.
Yeah, we got one more comment from John who gave us
a John Hold, a restaurant picked out yet for the national dinner.
Dude, I've never been to Cleveland. I have no freaking idea.
I've never been to Cleveland, but I want to go. Speaking of pop culture, I definitely want to check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
How are we going to have time for that?
I'll make time.
In Cleveland?
I'll make a couple of days. I got to go, Dan. That's my Mecca.
All right.
That's my Mecca.
Okay. All right. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry we went a little bit late, but, we had some good conversation tonight. We gave a lot of tips to you guys. So hopefully you got some value out of that. Please leave a comment and subscribe to Merlin and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Two nerds wishing they could grow body hair. Comics, cards, and toys. Nothing.